Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here today to share with you my Out with the Old kit for my March 2015 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit. The inspiration for that was the January cupcake kit from Piece of Cake. And so when I put this kit together, I started with the Close to My Heart paper pack, and it was the Balloon Ride paper pack, or Take Flight, I believe was. No, Take Flight was the name that I made for my kit. And then that's what I called my kit. And then it was the Balloon Ride collection that I started with, along with an Echo Park paper. Anyway, I started off with a total of 29 sheets of paper between the pattern paper and the cardstock. And I added in, I think, 3 additional pieces of cardstock and one other piece of watercolor paper, and then I did 17 layouts. I did 10.5 pocket pages and 11 cards. So this video will be of what I have left of the kit, and it was fairly large. It wasn't humongous or anything, but I got quite a bit of use out of it, and I used up quite a bit. These are my used up packages, things that were maybe in my stash, or bits and pieces of products that I may have used up. Some of the stickers and such, that was from the Echo Park paper there, which I used all of that. I had some bits in here that I used up. I had a couple of flare badges that I used up, a couple of small little rolls of ribbon, lots of sticker sheets, and what I had left over I basically pulled out. I cut apart, like, there's the remainder of these 2 sticker sheets are right there. This was a package of flower brads that I had. I didn't want to use the brad bits, so I just broke the flowers off and used those up. There were 5 of them. These labels, I don't think I used any of the 3, but I just poked them out, and I have them here in my little cut aparts and stuff. These are chipboard bits from the original collection from Close to My Heart. You could buy some, I think they're called compliments, and these were chipboard compliments. Lots of additional stuff. This rub-ons I didn't use up, but I cut it in half and I stuck it inside of another little binder package. But you can see I emptied quite a few bits and pieces, and this was the mini collection that I brought in from Echo Park. It was the Hello Spring collection kit. Anyway, I pulled out 4 stamp sets to use. I did not use one single stamp set, so these will go back into my stash, no biggie. These are the bits of paper that I have left. This is actually the watercolor paper that I added in. This is a white piece of cardstock that I had that I cut up to do some stamping with. I added a piece of blue cardstock and a couple of sheets of green cardstock. And that's it for paper. For stickers, I did use quite a few, although it looks like I still have tons left, and I do. I used just one little bit off of that tissue paper. I still have lots of stickers left, and that's okay, because I will get some use out of these at some point. I've been watching lots of YouTube videos where everybody is destashing and purging, and I've just come to the conclusion after nearly 15 years of scrapbooking that what's old will be new again at some point, and so I can bring some of that stuff back out. So I barely used these stickers. I used some more of these stickers, but they were already partially used up anyway. But I got some more use out of them, and I think I can still get a little more use out of them. I mean, you can see I have lots of bits left where I really hacked up some of these letters to Frankenstein more letters. And these I combined all of my blue-ish stickers, leftover stickers, letter stickers onto one, well, both of these two pieces here. And so I did a lot of mixing of those blue letter tiles. I did not use any of these orange photo mats that I pulled in from my days of swapping years ago. So those will go back into my stash, I'm sure. I might be able to use some of them for cards. I did not use these 4 frames. I used tons of the pearls. I know you can't really tell from that small package, but I did use a ton of them. These were all brand new. I don't think I'd used any of them when I started. So I got significant use out of those. I still have lots of cut-aparts and journaling tags and title cards and tons of stuff left in here to use up. But like I said, it'll go back into my stash. Some of these pieces I might pull out. You know, if I think that I won't ever use them again, or I'm never going to use them, I might pull them out because they're just not my style. I might pull some of those out because I've separated like some of the chipboard bits and pieces that I had and put those into a baggie. Stuff that I know that I won't use. And it's not to say that any of it's bad stuff. It's just stuff that I know that I won't use. Of all the chipboard bits that I had, that I put into the collection, I really used a ton of it. So these are basically what I have punched out, leftover punched out. Some bits from the collection that I started with from Close to My Heart. Like those bits. I think there's a flower in here and a bird. Stuff like that. That was from one of those chipboard packs where you could color these in, and there's that resist on there, that embossed surface on it. And I punched it out and I was going to use it, and then I didn't end up using it. So into the chipboard bag that I'm keeping, there's one that I colored blue. That one I used a little watercolor on, and you can't see the image at all, so I really need to go over that with regular blue. I mean blue ink. So lots of random bits and pieces here. But it'll get used up. Or not. It's going back into my stash though. 3 doilies and this flower shape that I have left over. These 2 acetate pieces. These are really difficult to use. I mean, they're not flexible, they're not thin, they're hard. You know, I don't know if you can tell that or not, but they're really tough stuff. They're hard. So you can actually, whenever you use them, I think you can tell that they're acetate. So, well, I know you can. I have these bits of acetate, the softer, flimsier ones from My Mind's Eye. And this one I actually used a piece of that border. These are stickers that I have left over. This is some of the stuff that I won't be using. And it's going into my I do not want. I had cut out a whole page of these from, I don't remember the manufacturer. It may have been a My Mind's Eye, but I'm leaning towards maybe an Echo Park collection. I don't remember now. Anyway, had a whole sheet of them, cut them all apart, and I have used every single one of them with the exception of those 2. And I can't imagine. I'm sure if I kept the Prince one, I could probably figure something out with my grandson or one of my boys or even my husband. And the hunk, I can't imagine using it. Anyway, so those are bits of chipboard that I'm getting rid of. I had a couple of pieces of just Infima left over that I know I won't use, so those are going into my I do not want box. Tags, I think I used two or three tags out of here. I think I used maybe one tag that I had already stamped on from a previous kit that I had put this in. I had stamped one little thing on it, and then I added that. I cut this out to use and then didn't use it. I used a ton of these. I've almost used up this entire package. And then to go with that are these little bits, and I don't know that I use anything from that package. Here are those, I put both packages into one, or both chipboard sheets into one. It's with that emboss, the resist on there, so that you can color them in. These little, like, I don't know what their surface is. They're like sticky, not sticky, but like resin. No, not resin. I don't know what you call them. But anyway, I did not use them, any of them, so they will go back into my stash. I did use these alphabets quite a bit, and I did use quite a few of the sayings from here, from both of those. And both of those were brand new, I think, when I started. Maybe it had one piece missing. I used a couple of pieces of the chipboard crepe paper. That's who that one paper was by with the words. Anyway, sorry, just remember, had a senior moment there. But this is what I have left over. As far as the rub-ons go, this is the one sheet that I showed you. I just cut it in half because I used a bit from the middle, and yeah, and so I had this left, and so I just put it in here with these rub-ons, and I actually did use a ton of rub-ons. I know y'all can't tell it, but I did. just believe me when I say that. I used a ton of rub-ons. So I have those bits left, and they'll go into my stash. I did use quite a bit of the metal that I had in here. It was all from my orange color bin, with the exception of that one little tag there that came out of something else. It was in with this, maybe it was in with this ribbon. I don't remember. Anyway, I don't even think I used this ribbon. These were two little leftover pieces of ribbon. All of these will go into my ribbon jar. I did use some of the twine that I had. I used a bunch of washi tape. I didn't use up any of the rolls, but I did use it quite a bit. These are those little rolls. This one started off with 5 and I'm down to 3, and this one had 3 and I'm down to 2. Leftover stuff, stickers, a couple of wood veneer left, sequins. Doesn't look like I used a bunch, but I did. My paints, I know I used the blues. I mixed the gold with water and used it as sprinkles, and I don't know that I even used this one that I pulled out. I had pulled out another Making Memories one, another old bottle that I found in my stash, and guess what? It was dried up, so I did not use that. It went into the trash can. And these are all the tiny bits that may have been punched out, or like I got a new punch a couple of weeks ago. And so it's one of those from Stampin' Up! That you make, what do you call them? Bows. I got this stamp. And so I'm sure that goes, that's supposed to be like the tail of a bow, but I used it as a bow. And so it got punched out. Lots of little random bits here that will go into my stash. I'll divide it up into like my beige, my orange, my blue, and brown color bins. And so next time I'm pulling for a kit, I can pull some of this stuff out and use it. That's a little tag that I print, or that I stamped. Not with the stamp collection that I pulled out, but this is from a different one when I made some cards. I stamped that image. All 4 of these They were from separate, they weren't, I didn't use the stamps that I had pulled, is what I'm trying to say. This is part of the branding strip for that Hello Spring collection, but I thought I love that little sign there, so I'm going to keep it and cut it out, and maybe one day I'll use it. Lots of journaling spots. I did use quite a bit of these journaling spots. I cut off bits and pieces to use and just save the lined paper, you know, to use later. But I still have quite a bit. That's off one of the pocket page cards. I just thought that was too cute to get rid of. That was a cut apart from a long time ago, a kit that I had put together ages and ages ago. I think for like a scrapbook thing like 4 or 5 years ago that Shamel Lane did. Anyway, I used up some of these, quite a few of these, and the 4x6s, I have, I think just one, no, maybe, yeah, one of the horizontal, and I used up most of those, and then I have quite a few of the verticals left. I think I put a good dent on those. As far as these little 6x6 paper pads, I didn't use this one from Amy Tan very much. I did use a couple of pieces out of it, and I did use a couple of pieces out of this. And when I was making cards the other day, I pulled out from my scraps, I found these 3 pieces that were left over from a 6x6 paper pad, and I just added them into this because they're my mind's eye. And so I thought I'll use them if I can, and if I won't, well, you know, they'll go back into my stash. So that's it. That was my Out with the Old kit. I'm not putting a kit together for May. I did not put one together for April. Over at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog, I wasn't crazy about the April kit, and I'm not crazy about the May kit. So what I may do is I still have a kit put together for June of last year as well as November of last year, and I may pull those out and use those instead. Well, no, I'm not going to maybe do it. I'm going to do it. Anyway, thanks for sharing today, and my blog is called juliesjournaloflife.blogspot.com, so stop by, leave me a note that you saw this video. Anyway, see you later. Bye-bye.